Huh. Let's see. You know, with the new coronavirus updates for the Nets, we got Dinwiddie, you got DeAndre Jordan. Those are two people. KD already had it. Kyrie. Let's see. Kyrie, he's off, to his own land and stuff. Now it's just like, a bunch of like G Leaguers and stuff with Karis LeVert. And I gotta say, this thing only helps out the Sixers, in my opinion.
Like to say?
Just the process.
Like, yeah, the Sixers, like, what, 6th seed? I'm thinking the Nets drop, like, all their games and stuff. They're going to drop out the playoffs. The Wizards will make the 8th seed. And I think the Sixers move up to the 5th seed to play against Miami. Now, in the first round, it was going to be pretty tough for the Sixers. I mean, this only benefits the Sixers. Like, dude, I don't know what's up with the Sixers. I feel like they just have too much talent to fail sometimes. Like, I see their talent. Ben Simmons, Embiid, that combo can work. I've said it before. Like, dude, these guys have so much potentials to be, better than they actually are. Yeah, partially blame that on coaching. Well, actually, no, I mostly blame that on coaching and stuff. Like, dude, like they're putting them in schemes and offensive, actions and plays where they don't really benefit off of each other and stuff. I mean, you tell me these dudes can't pick and roll with each other and whatnot. You're telling me you can't put Ben Simmons in cutting situations where he, in his rookie year, was doing pretty well with just cuts and averaging 16 points. And I don't understand. I think that was during the time where his second season where he had Mike D'Antoni as their offensive coordinator. I don't know. Or his first year. I don't remember, but Mike D'Antoni was on one of their staffs one of the seasons, and they're doing pretty well. I mean, you're telling me you can't put those two into favorable schemes? I don't understand. You got Tobias Harris, who's all-star caliber. You got Al Horford, who's veteran presence, but ever since he was dealing with that Achilles injury, he was just garbage. He was just coming off the bench and stuff. Now with this time off, was been 3 months, going on to almost 4 months. This only helps out the Sixers. I mean, dude, Ben Simmons had nerve issues with his back injury. Embiid was injured. Everyone was injured and they were playing like crap. So sometimes you just need a little reset to say, oh, you know what, forget what happened before. We're moving on. And right now we'll just try to make it a championship run. Dude, the Sixers have so much talent. They're just pretty top heavy. They need shooters. I'm just sad that, Vince Carter, he could have just got bought out. He probably could have went to the Sixers for some veteran leadership. Dude, I don't know what's up with the locker room for the Sixers, but it seems like it's lost, and the coaching staff doesn't really have control of the team. And frankly, I think they just zone out, Brett Brown. Brett Brown should have been let go a long time ago, but it is what it is. This is his final chance, I think. I mean, there's no way he's coming back. And Elton Brand, I don't understand the signings of Al Horford, but it is what it is. Now, their first round, they would have played against the Celtics. That would have been a tough series. They probably would have gotten beaten by the Celtics. But, in a way, Embiid was getting, struggling against Al Horford, and Al Horford's now in the Sixers. So, I mean, who knows what will happen? Maybe Embiid actually goes off against the Celtics this time. But Now they're gonna play against the Heat. In my opinion, this is one thing, and I think the Sixers move up is a foregone conclusion. With Victor Oladipo out with the Pacers, I think the Pacers drop too, and instead of the 5th seed being Pacers, it'll be the Sixers, and they'll be the Sixers versus the Heat. Now, with that matchup, I'll take the Heat. Not the Heat. I'll take the Sixers over the Heat because the problem with Miami is that, like, people think that because, they beat the Bucks 2 times, like, oh, they're like super good and underrated and stuff. In my opinion, they're overachieving a lot with their rookies and stuff. Like, Jimmy Butler hasn't played as, let's see, how should I say this? He hasn't played to the standard of previous seasons because he has like a new role where he's more of a ball handling small forward instead of like a scoring small forward. He's playing, running the offense, setting a lot of people up, with the rise of, Bam Adebayo, who's all-star. His role is lessened, and a lot of the scoring is coming from a bunch of random people like, Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Herro, Duncan Robinson. Like, it's a super balanced, offensive system. But at the same time, like, these guys are rookies. Like, they're overachieving right now. Like, in a way where like, you're not expecting them to consistently bring out this kind of output to the playoffs. Like, it's not really expected. Like I think like there was a certain portion where they were hitting the rookie wall during their season 2. And, with Corona happening, kind of helps them do like a little soft reset as well. And, I gotta say, in a 7-game series, I'm taking the Sixers. Like, dude, I'm taking Sixers, and let's see. I'll take Sixers in 6. Yeah, I just feel like, Miami's running off based off overachieving. They're gonna fall off to, normalize their performance. Like, Tyler Herro's averaging like what? He was putting like 16 points. Kendrick Nunn was putting like 15 points. Duncan Robinson was like leading the league in like threes from the power forward position or something like that. Like, he was shooting like, I don't know how he was shooting, but he was like shooting the most attempts. He was actually like 40 something percent from 3. I think it was 40%. It was a very relatively high number. I think once the postseason comes, Sixers play like, they play really slow, and they've been doing that stuff like all season long. Like, playoffs is when things slow down, and this is the perfect time for the Sixers to pick it up. Like I think the Sixers got too much talent over the Heat, and based off of talent, they're gonna beat them. Like, I think Embiid overtakes Adebayo, even though Adebayo is a pretty good defender. I mean, who's checking Ben Simmons? Jimmy Butler is, and who's checking Tobias Harris? Like, they have all the talent in the world to be. Now, figuratively, the Sixers can also implode. Like, they can just get beaten by like, they can also get beat in 6 too. Like, but I feel like it's unlikely for the Heat to continue their shooting, streaks and their offensive output. Like, this team, Jimmy has been kind of like struggling in a way in offense, but he's been doing a little bit more. So, I mean, who knows? He might, turn it up in the playoffs and become the Jimmy that, from previous seasons where he was taking up the offensive output. But I just feel like, the Sixers would be too much with them. With the addition of Shake Milton now and like other people.
We about to shake in this bitch. What? Floss the flake in the wrist. What? I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to shake the room.
Kind of alleviate a little bit of the shooting woes of the Sixers. Like, I think the Sixers got it. Now, if they can heat up, if they can take this, first playoff series and against the Heat, their next series probably against the Bucks and whatnot. I think that's series going 7. But before I make the decision, I gotta see how the Sixers play. I mean, I feel like there's like a love and hate relationship for me and the Sixers. Like, dude, I'm not even a Sixers fan, but I can see there's just so much talent on this team that, dude, like, come on, like, you just need a more competent coach to, help alleviate some of the problems with the Sixers. Because, dude, when I see the Sixers offense, it's just like, it's pretty boring. It's pretty slow. It's a lot of isolation play. I mean, it's just like a lot of back and forth. Like Ben Simmons, like his assist is like that I see. It's just him driving it up, doing a little handoff and like doing a little screen on the handoff. And then there was like a attempt of 3. And that's just like poor uncreative like offense. Like compared to what you've seen previously with the Sixers. And when it was just Ben Simmons and Embiid and just a bunch of shooters surrounding them, like stuff like that. It's just unimaginative. But coach is on his last legs right now, and he should have been fired last season because this is a new season where they were what's it called? They're going for a contending run, and they've just been a disappointment the whole season. So for them to keep him, I don't know what's going on, but I think he's going to get fired next season. But, it is what it is.